So let's get right into it. There's so much talk and blogs and engineering blogs from all the internet companies on their journey to cloud native and journey to setting up Kubernetes as their baseline infrastructure plane and microservices and journey to microservices and containerization and if you were to read it without having any perspective, you'd think that VMware is dead. You'd think that data centers are dead. You'd think that lift and shift is probably a dead thing as well. So just give me a grounding here, because all these are super helpful to show you where the world is going, but like how pragmatic are they at this moment? I know it's a tough one. I'm starting with a tough one, but yeah.
Look, I mean, I think that if you're an organization still looking to begin your digital transformation or to accelerate it, if you go out into the market and read the collateral and read the case studies, it could be very intimidating, right? You look at all these people and what they're achieving and what they're talking about. Pragmatically, I think the most important thing is find the balance between doing something, but don't just do one thing. Ultimately, lift and shift, it's fine, right? It's an absolutely admissible way of moving to cloud, as long as you don't see that as the end state, right? I think the organizations either get kind of paralyzed by the complexity of all the change in one go and then end up doing nothing, or they just try and short circuit to the minimum path, and then they end up with massive builds, loads of ongoing problems because they only part complete their journey. A journey is typically made up of multiple steps and multiple milestones. And as long as you've got it in context, what you're trying to do by when, everyone's route to cloud, each organization's journey to this is going to be individual anyway, because you've got different pressures, different needs, different boards, different investors, different people. But do something, don't do nothing.
So, but like, let me ask you this, right? Everyone knows Jeff Bezos's mandate in like 2002 or whatever, that every single team shall be talking to each other through interfaces. There's no backdoors, and all these interfaces must be readily externalizable. And that is, largely held true in Amazon, two pizza box teams, APIs. One may argue that's why Amazon is such a successful company. But that came from the leadership, right? That came from the top down. And when we have companies with leaders that have been there for the last 30 years, maintaining the systems that have been there for the last 30 years, and now, you try to flip a switch to get them to think cloud native first versus legacy first to cloud native, that's hard. But have you seen instances in companies where they are like a big company, with all the legacy shackles, and they've brought in leadership that is bold and have made bold statements and have hired teams that are supporting them and try to do top-down, enforcement of a cloud-native kind of vision? Do you believe in that model? Do you think it can work, or have you seen any pockets of success or spectrums of success? How do you talk about that? Yeah,
I think that any good cloud transformation will combine bottom up and top down. So you can't do it as a purely bottom up movement. At some point, it's going to hit P&Ls and budgets and strategic planning, and people have either got to get on the bus or get off. But equally, you can't just top down do this. You can't have some person stood on the top of a mountain saying, we're all going to go this way, and you all must follow, because it takes the rest of the organization to help make that change real for individual teams and individual people. I think that